Hey guys, go ahead and open up the Topo profile worksheet. You have two worksheets today. One is going to be the instructional one, and then the other one is going to be practice. So the one with lots of practice, some you'll be drawing on, others you'll just be looking to see where the shaded area matches up with the profile, and that should make sense in a minute. So you guys can always pause this if you need to make adjustments, but I'm going to just kind of move right through it for you. That way it's not a long video. Cool. All right, so over here we have create a topographic profile right up here. And what we're looking to do is we want to see along line A, B, what would this actual feature on a map look like in side view? Almost like a silhouette, right? When you saw like a light hit a person and then their shadow on the wall is the silhouette of the person. What is this map, well in this case a mountain or hill, going to look like? So to do that, I'm going to zoom in and then we're going to get moving. Alright, so working right across, if you see where this line crosses, you go along and you put a little dot right where each line crosses. And then we're going to go back. We're not only going to label these lines, right? These are pretty tiny over here. But we're also going to give ourselves a couple indicators. So my indicator right here at the 100 is this is my peak. So I know that when I draw these dots later on, and they're going to be down here by the 100 line, I got to remember that they're going to have to round over because it's the peak of the mountain, right? It's the summit, right? And I'm not just going to come over and make a flat line. I want it to have a little shape. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to do. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to go through and I want to label these little dots. So, right here, I'm just going to start in the middle. I'm going to write 60, 70, 80, 90. This gets a little funky, so I'm going to write 100. I'm just going to give myself a little indicator. Then we have 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, and 30. Same thing out over here, 50, 40, and 30. Great. So I got a whole bunch of dots and a whole bunch of numbers. What am I supposed to do with this? So I'm going to go ahead and trim this. Or copy it. And then I'm just going to bring it straight down to the bottom. And I don't even need to bring it all the way to the bottom, right? Because I'm only looking for the 30. So now that I've got my points down here, now I just need to transfer them. So my 30, I'm going to use a different color. Let's change it up a little, and let's change my dot size. There we go. This should make it fun. All right. Yeah, that works. So my 30, come over, put a dot. My 40, I come up, put a dot. My 50, come over, put a dot. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. See, these are pretty close. And 30. Now, if you recall before, I said that you needed to round over the top of the mountain when we play connect the dots. So, when I come up and I play connect the dots, I round round over the top, right, and then I just bring it down nice and easy. Maybe come back and label A, label B, and I'm good to hook. That is how you create a topographic profile. It's showing you, if you were standing on the side, right, if you're a little person over here looking this way, that this is what the side of that mountain or hill would actually look like. And that would be pretty useful if I wanted to plot my path to go to climb to the top, because it would tell me this side is going to be really steep and this side would be more gentle or gradual, and that's a discussion of the slope or the gradient. Okay, now I'm going to just pause for a second and show you a really fast way of doing it. Okay, so because you're using an iPad, normally, like if we did this in lab, I would give you a piece of paper. Before the iPad, we used paper, and you make all those marks on a piece of paper and then slide down to your grid. But because you have an iPad, you have a unique ability to just come over here, grab a point, pull straight down, and put a dot. Right? Come down, put a dot, come down. And I'm doing this pretty quick. You guys can actually get really, really accurate if you do this in Notability. Alright, so you might want to split screen, because in Notability it snaps the line and makes it super straight. So if I go through like this, put all my little lines coming down, again, Notability is great for this. Explain everything, not so much. But I think you guys are getting the idea of what we're looking at. Right, now if you're wondering, I'm pulling these values because I know where I'm starting. You might want to slow down a little. But, come back, make a nice big obnoxious dot this time, like that. So I'm going to go boop, 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 right along until I make it to the end. And then I'm just going to go back, going to play connect the dots. Obviously ignoring that first dot that I made before. And I'm done. So that's how you make a topographic profile. You have additional practice on here, and the last page is good practice of what we did in the lab the other day. So pulling information off of a map, figuring out the direction of flow and elevations and things like that. So look at that last page as a good idea of what a part 2 would look like on your next test. Alright, and last point for today is, I was saying, you're going to see some exercises in the next packet, which you guys are going to work on, where it's not going to have all this drawing. Instead, you'll have some images that are just the shaded silhouette. Alright, so imagine I was actually able to fill this whole area. You would just see a bunch of silhouettes, and you want to get to the point where you can look at the silhouette and then look down at the area that is being discussed and go, huh, yeah, this starts low and then the elevation's increasing, it peaks, and then there's a really sharp side. Well, starts low, elevation's increasing, then really sharp or steep side. That's going to be another way of evaluating this skill. Okay? So with that, have a great day. Enjoy your Faith Day tomorrow, but work through this activity for the duration of class, and if you need to, go back and replay. Bye, guys.